Hear you. Excellent stuff. Welcome back, I say. Welcome back. Lovely to have you with us. And Dinky-Doo. You're watching Scottie McCLUE. We've got the internet phone in, and this, I suppose, is technically part two because we lost you through a little bit of technical trouble there. But we're back now, so fantastic stuff. And of course, we're back live on the TikTok. How amazing is that? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lovely to have you with us. Just before we left, Kareem was on the telephone, so hopefully he will give us a call back and we can have a bit of a chit chat with Kareem. Dinky-Doo, Dinky-Doo la. Thank you, Beachy Beachy. Kishan, lovely to have you with us. Hello. Hello, Dee. Yes, I'll just put down a nice hello. There we are. Fantastic. Lovely. That you got it now that it goes. Lovely to have you all back with us and welcome, welcome. Sorry if that was my fault, Scottie. Not at all, Misanthrope. There we are. VJ, welcome back. Lovely to have you with us. Who's on the telephone now? Let's just see. There we are. You're live on Scottie. Hello, you're live on Scottie's phone in.
Hi, Scottie. It's David. How are you?
David, how are you getting on, lie? You Dinky-Doo?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm on because I know it's 8 o'clock. I know it was 9 o'clock anyway. I was kind of complaining it should be 9, but 8's okay.
Well,
but Scottie, I've not got long to talk because Kareem was on there.
Kareem was on, and we want to hear Kareem, of course. He'll be back with us hopefully shortly. But it's lovely to hear you, and I'm so grateful to you, David.
That's good. Well, also, so he's going to be a bit late. We missed 5 minutes there. I was trying to get you back.
I know we missed a wee 5 minutes with a wee technical problem, and I had to say to Kareem, I'm going to have to dash and come back up.
Well, at least I've got in. That's the main.
It's fantastic. And David, I knew you would like the new time. Everybody seems to be loving it.
I had to be strict with my friend. I said, you can't come to my house
after
9. Because I said, I'm watching Scottie, and they weren't happy, really, so I don't care.
Absolutely not at all. No, this is important for you, David, because you are a star.
Aye, of course. You know what I mean? We're all stars here.
There's Kareem. Welcome back, Scottie, and everyone. That's fantastic. Kirsty's back with us. David's getting a thumbs up from D.
Oh, thank you, D. That's good.
Oh, they love you on here. I can't tell you. I can see great things, and I think the 8 o'clock will be a big help.
That's good. Scottie, right? You know what? Kareem's all right, but he's talking about the government, about the pandemic. Usually the past you said don't bring it up, but I'm glad you brought it up because it's a big thing.
Well, I've only brought it up because of this new variant and because I thought we can't just turn a blind eye.
No, we can't.
And the message is so strong, protect the NHS, protect the NHS, protect the NHS. I thought, right, split the NHS into one half for the pandemic and the other half for looking after people that aren't well.
That's right, because these days, okay, I've got my booster jab and more of my flu jab, but that's not the point. We're going to get many jabs to come in the foot, many jabs.
Oh, I think there'll be jab after jab. Hang on to get rid of this Danny idiot on TikTok. Danny, you are a half-wit and you are leaving us right now. There's Danny away down the Swanee. Danny's doing the Swanee. Away doing the cyber. There's that old Scottish one for you, Davy. Away doing the cyber.
He's a fool.
I know, he's a dafty. He just doesn't know how to behave. Doing the Swanee with them, says Beachy Beachy. There we are. James says, bye-bye, Danny. I love that. Bye-bye.
Bye. Right, I don't know, right? Scottie, I'm really passionate like you, but so this pandemic, right, it's causing infraction. Anyway, Kareem did mention about the government, but wait a minute, what about the government's party last year, Downing Street?
Oh, I know. I mean that they can't. I think you've got to be very careful. You know my saying, never take your eye off the ball because of the roar of the crowd. And I think we've got to be very careful politically that they don't backslide out of the Downing Street party just because there's been a huge increase in the latest variant. So we need to divide our politics into holding the government to account for antisocial behaviour last year and seeing how they're doing with the variant.
Seriously, you know what I mean? It's out of hand. Do you think he should go?
Well, I think the message that's coming out now, it's very interesting. You've maybe heard me say this before, but politicians have a night of the long knives. And that's when they do the Julius Caesar moment. They stab their boss. Right now, I think they're not at that stage because they need to get somebody to take over. But I think they're looking under their jackets at their scabbards.
Yeah. I'm very clever, but Theresa May said recently, let everybody live, stop shutting down all the businesses during pandemics. This is our Theresa May, the last Prime Minister.
Well, yes, because she was actually very level-headed. She was a Remainer, and she should never have, she should never have had to go like that. And she kept us in the EU for a good couple of years, after all this nonsense. And I think excellent.
She can't cope with what's going on, seriously, right? You know, I listened to what she said recently, and it's really compassion.
Well, the problem that you've got, David, it's all very well saying, save the NHS, get everyday triple vax plus boosters plus flu, then all that stuff, then get them vaxxed for new variants. But if you've shut all the businesses, people's mental health, so you're sitting on a mental health time bomb.
It's through the roof, mental health, Scottie.
You see?
Yeah.
Professor Numpty Head says this pandemic talk is giving me a sore head. Numpty Head, looking out the window gives you a sore head, so stop that. You're Numpty Head.
I mean, I talked to him. He's a good guy, and
of course he is.
Martin, stuff like that. But before I go, right quickly, because I don't.
Here's Susan with a question, David. Scottie, I have a question. Would the NHS be struggling if everyone had to pay for their prescriptions?
Oh, no, wait a minute, don't bring that back.
No?
People did pay prescriptions, you know what I mean? You remember on the 90s, and then it changed, everybody gets paid prescriptions. No, don't bring that back. No, sorry.
Right, okay. Right, okay, we get that. That one's not past you.
Yeah. Now,
you have not ticked the box, you have not passed go, and you haven't collected 200 quid.
Oh, the good old Monopoly.
Can I tell you, Davey, a guy phoned me on the radio once. He goes, Scottie, I want to get my mate out of jail. I says, you'll have to throw a 666. And he went, you're off your head, and slammed the phone down.
You're after hitting a good way. You're really after hitting a good way.
I think hopefully, yes. Susan says we pay over £9 an item in England.
£9 an item in England?
What about this one, Davey? Here's a gorgeous comment from Don. Evening, Scottie. Great show. Case of the abstract accordion player, says DINKY-DOO from Grimsby.
An accordion player as well.
Abstract accordion player from Grimsby.
But I just wish these people would phone you up. That's another thing.
Aye, we need to get the phones going big time.
Aye. Right, I keep saying this. I'm sick of the doctor thing. You're not allowed to get an appointment for the pandemic. They won't let you in. But you're allowed to get to see the nurse.
Oh, you can go and see the nurse. Oh, absolutely, yes. There's all these very strange things.
You've got to speak to you've got to speak to the doctor over the phone, a consultation.
Yes. As somebody says, you can't go and see your mother, but you can go for a pint,
Aye. And because I said I've got a nurse next week for my COPD checkup. They're allowing me to surgery, but I'm not allowed to see my doctor during the pandemic.
Do you know what I'm wondering? Are you allowed to take your mother out of the care home and take her out for lunch?
Well, I think I would if my mum was alive, You understand?
Oh, I appreciate. No, mine's gone as well. I'm not saying specifically your good self, God rest her.
I know, son.
But,
I know.
but I'm just thinking, would that? I mean, how does things stand with that? If you went to the home, you said, I know I can't see her in the home, but can I take her out to lunch?
You should be able to take your loved ones out of homes to go to wee places for a nice wee day, yes.
Interesting,
yes,
isn't it? Yes, fantastic stuff.
Yes. And you know, I know on the news tonight, even going back to the news, there wasn't on the care home nurses. What's happening here?
Somebody, Joey goes, so long as she's paying.
That's terrible, isn't it?
We've got some dreadful shockers watching this.
He's rude.
Very rude. Yes, Lolly says, no, I mean, it's got a funny element to it, hasn't it?
I mean, he's going to take his old people's money. No, he's a robber. Watch him.
Listen, here's Vernon says, hello, Scottie, from Londonderry, all capital letters in London, in Northern Ireland.
Oh, wow. Yes, Belfast, of course. Right?
Yes, amazing.
Wow, right. You know what I mean? Right, I can't keep you on any longer.
What a joy talking to you, David, and Dinky-Doo, la. Dinky-Doo. Love you, la. Top man. You're live on Scottie's phone in?
Hello, Scottie.
Hello. Who's that?
Edward.
Edward, how lovely to hear from you. Are you Dinky-Doo?
Are you Dinky-Doo?
I am absolutely 100% Dinky-Doo.
You sound it.
Absolutely 100%. And I mean, I think people are loving the new time for the show.
Aye.
You know, it's going down very, 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 very well.
Aye. It's preferable for me anyway because I'm a bird.
There's Alisa's back with us. Isn't that fantastic? She's been amazing tonight.
Aye, so is David.
Oh, David's outside. Do you know what I'm loving about David? David said, oh, no, don't move the show to 8 o'clock, Scottie. No. Keep it at 9 or 10. But tonight he came on. He said, you know, this is great. And I think everybody else will be the same. Guys, if you're watching, have you all subscribed to the internet phone-in, Scottie McCLUE internet phone-in on YouTube?
Well, I have.
You have, top man. Joey says, great show tonight. Thanks, Joey.
Always a fan.
VJ says, hey, Alisa's back. Isn't that lovely? Do you know what I'm loving about it, Edward? The fact that we're all back together again. The figures are up, says all the sevens. They certainly are all the sevens. It's been huge tonight. And this is part 2.
I know, exactly.
You know, we had to drop. We had a wee technical problem. It was such a shame because it was going like a fair. And it comes up a wee thing, you know. Oh, what's that, la?
Did you have to run to the toilet?
No, it was a wee thing came up that said this may have to close. And I thought, oh, no, we don't want all this. So I thought I'll just tell everyone.
Oh, gremlin.
A wee gremlin, you get them occasionally because you look at how tiny the buttons are on a phone. Now, one of these tiny little buttons can connect you with the rest of the world.
I know.
You know, I mean, it's huge. So you're going to get things like that. Do you know what I mean?
Scottie, I've got the same problem. Big fingers as well.
Big fingers, absolutely. No, I don't think it was anything I'd done, but you never know. I'd be the first to fess up, you know, because I don't like kidding people. I used to work in television. And as I say, if there was a problem, they would ask you what you'd done, and you knew to own up.
Just blaming the gremlin?
No, I can remember a howl round in studio and the controller saying, did you have a set turned up? And I said, I may have done. He went, no, tell us, because we want to know what it is.
A set turned up?
Yeah, a set turned up in a studio can cause a howl.
Oh, right.
You see? Because you're getting a ring, you're getting all sorts of circuits picking up.
And you're getting peeled out.
Here's Elise. Love, and love to all. Is she not amazing? And 3 beautiful big hearts. VJ says, love to all too. There's Pike says, Dinky-Doo, Scottie. I have subscribed, says Kirsty. Brilliant, Kirsty. Guys, can everybody subscribe to the Scottie McCLUE YouTube channel? Right, very, very important. Then you'll get your notifications for the internet phone in.
12 days before, 12 days after.
12 days before, 12 days after, Edward. That's what it's about. Edward, I'm going to dash off and I send you love and blessings.
And same to you, Scottie, and great to hear you.
Top man, Dinky-Doo la la. There we are. To the telephones as quickly as possible. Who have we got here? You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hi, Scottie, it's Kareem.
Oh, Kareem, this is brilliant. This is like the parting of the Red Sea.
Some very interesting callers on tonight, Scottie.
Oh, it's been a fantastic show. I know it's in 2 bits now, but it doesn't matter because, Kareem, I think the change in time is going to make a huge difference when people get the word.
Yes.
Because I think if I'm honest about it, now obviously there's still millions around, but people are starting to pack up the internet at 9 o'clock. You know, and I think that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, although everybody's saying, don't stop now, Scottie, keep it going. I need to call, says James. Aye, please, says Ryan. Right? Yes, we're fine. Now, Kareem, we had to sadly interrupt your fabulous call.
Thank you. The point, to think what I got off.
You got to independence and you said, I know I discussed this a lot.
Yeah, I guess. Basically, I usually tag you in articles from a certain newspaper, and I won't name it.
Yes.
And there was one earlier on that I just read the heading. I didn't read all the article, but it made me think. I didn't want to actually read it if it would make me angry. However, it's a thought. I know with a lot of there's an anxiety, Scottie, in the Yes movement camp because people are quite eager to start the planning, not just with what we do with a referendum, but all what goes on in the background. How do we change power over from Westminster to ourselves? All that kind of stuff. And we need a blueprint.
Well, we should really have that ready by now. And I'm wondering if it is ready, but they just don't want to bring it out at the moment.
Well, I know the ministers have just recently started to look into this again within the Scottish Parliament. They haven't done anything since the pandemic. So in that sense, there has been slight movement and progress. However, what concerned me greatly, and I think if this does go ahead, Scottie, it will be the complete downfall of our First Minister. And there was talks that we know that this, and she's made it clear, it should be sometime within 2023. And that's fine because I've given you my opinion that the next, in May...
Oops, we've just lost Kareem there for no reason at all. Dee has said she's off. Wait till we see. I'm saying night-night, Scottie, as time is up. Sleep well. Good night, lovely people. Take care. Good night, Dee. Good night, Dee. Sleep well. Hello.
Hello, Scottie.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Good, I'm back.
Very well. From Barra.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Excellent. Now, you heard about you the other night.
Yeah, that. Oh, yeah, I know. That's good.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
But never mind.
He said that he's real funny.
Yeah, well, tell him that's what I had to do. We can't have nonsense like that. Yeah, we can't have all that false nonsense coming out.
Yeah.
Anyway, not to worry, it's been great and it's lovely to hear you guys. I'm just going to press on because we're just about out of time. So I'll say Aichi va maha. Aichi va maha, and we will catch up soon. To the telephones very quickly. We've got a couple of minutes and then we have to dash. There we are. 2 calls going on. I think there was Professor Nupteed, yes. I keep getting cut off. Kareem, I don't know what caused that. It was nothing I touched, I promise. There we are. But let's see if we can get you up again. Hello, you're live on Scottie's phone in.
Scottie, it's Kareem again.
Yes, Kareem, I don't know what caused that. I don't think it was anything this end.
Right, no, not a problem. Not a problem.
Well, it is, because we love to hear you.
Oh, thank you. I don't know what bit I got to because I got off on a tangent. And I thought,
Yes,
God,
well, you were mentioning about you thought that the First Minister might end up falling at the final furlong.
Right. What I said was, I think if Nicola Sturgeon does this, it'll be the nail in the coffin, because there was talk from the newspaper that they might not do anything until the end of the pandemic, which they say is 2025. Now, I don't think you could put a time scale on this.
Yes, how can you put a time scale on the end of the pandemic?
I don't know how they can do that. But my point being is that if they were to go down that road, they don't have a leg to stand on, because we've had a general election through the pandemic and we're soon to have council elections next May. So for them to turn around and say we're not going to have an independence referendum, I think is an insult to the Scottish people.
Oh, I think they'll need to have one.
Yes.
You know, and if the people decide, and then decide what to do with it. And of course, you know, my advice I've been giving the Nationalists: make sure you keep the Queen as head of state. Don't go down that road.
I don't think they would be stupid enough, Scottie.
Well, I don't know. You should see some of the discussions I've had on social media, and these people are very, 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 very thick.
I know that, Scottie, because I've argued the point, and I have tagged you with some of them as well regarding that. But I think that's just a small minority putting their hatred across. The majority of Scots do support the monarchy.
See, here's fuzzy, Kev, the Republic of Scotland. That will never happen. If you go down that road, Kev, independence is toast, kicked into the long grass for good.
Correct, absolutely.
And that's what we need to tell these people. And that's just a fact.
I don't understand, Scottie. Maybe you can help me understand this. But for 56 pence a year out, your tax goes towards the monarchy.
Correct.
What is the problem? What is the big
Correct. We've just spent £250 billion to date on Brexit. Nobody's batted an eyelid. 150 billion on the pandemic. Nobody's batted an eyelid.
Yep.
Recipe for being good.
They're all complaining.
What's that one, Kareem?
I said, but 56 pence, and a lot of them are
I know, imagine complaining. Elise says, recipe for being good and happy humans. Kindness, compassion, tolerance, and patience. Hugs, love, and lots of laughter. Isn't she beautiful?
I agree 100.
That's a good recipe, says VJ. Sleep well, says Susan. Good night, lovely people. Big hugs to you, says D. That makes the best humans. The old recipes are the best, says Elise. Good evening, Scottie. How's it going? Thanks for getting back to me on the email. Yes, I'm sorry I wasn't able to be more helpful than Chris. Night, Susan. Sweet dreams from Suzanne. And won't they have that before they go independent? Would Scotland be better off? Well, it'd be better off by about £48 billion right away.
Correct. I think that's a lot of people don't seem to understand that. But that's my point. I think if they're going to push it back and say we're not going to hold it in 2023, and if they come up with an excuse, that will be the nail in the coffin for Nicola Sturgeon and the SNP. And I suspect a lot of people will move over to ILBA, which, you know, is another independent party, and the Greens as well. So I would say watch this space. It could be scaremongering. You know, that a lot of
there'll be lots and lots of that, Kareem. We only have to cast our minds back to 2014 if you want a bit of scaremongering.
Correct. So I don't know that I just hope that's not going to be in their minds or to insult.
Although it's interesting, here's a very interesting thing, Kareem. It was Labour that did most of the scaremongering in 2014.
Yes.
And they ended up completely in the political wilderness.
Yeah.
So there are consequences for trying to pull the wool over the people.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping people are not going to forget. And really, I think it'll be a test in May, Scottie, with the Scottish elections. But I do think there'll be massive gains for the Green Party and ALBA. And I think
the Green Party need to sort out their attitude to the Crown, though.
Correct. No, they've been quite vocal.
That's a weakness on that.
But Patrick Harvey needs to be a bit more strategic regarding that. I think, you know.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to go into individual strategies, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Kareem, I'm going to have to dash. We are out of time. We've done an extra 25 minutes.
Yes.
And I love that. And it's been the most incredible show. I think this is the best yet, you know.
It's been very informative. I'll go off the phone, Scottie. I'll let you get.
No, listen, a joy talking to you. And we will catch up tomorrow night.
Perfect. Have a great day, Scottie.
Dinky-Doo, Kareem. Good night. God bless you, sir. What a fine fellow. There we are. Very interesting chat. I think if it went ahead, our NHS would have big issues. I'm having to wait 86 weeks for an operation. Been told by the surgeons to go private, £16,000 for an operation to sort out IBD. IBD as an irritable bowel. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. Money can't buy you happiness, Suzanne. You're 100% correct, Angel. I can tell you that for nothing. Money cannot buy you happiness, and the only true wealth is life. Guys, I just absolutely love you, beautiful people. This has just been fantastic tonight. Thank you for joining us. Sorry about the little break in the middle, but we've come back stronger as always. And join us tomorrow night at 8 o'clock sharp on the YouTube channel. Meanwhile, can every single one of you on TikTok and YouTube subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you get your notifications for the internet phone in. We will do you proud, I say to you. Thanks for a great show. Night, night, everyone. Elise, night, night, Angel. Night, Scottie, night, people. Night, Misanthrope. Well said, Suzanne. Ulcerative colitis. Indeed, Chris, I understand now. Carry on, Scottie. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Carry on, sir. There we are. Thanks, Elise and Dinky-Doo. Good night. God bless. And ta-ra, lads.